Like I release the tension from myself instead of, like being angry or carry it within myself, and that's it. Or I laugh, and that's it. Like, but then I probably do it like mostly by myself because, I can always come back as a crybaby as well. If I have an everyday tough day, it's kind of not good.
Yeah.
But it's even tougher for you guys because it's insane. I have no idea how even, you guys keep sane for that long with what you
You,
had overcome, and what you've experienced. Like that's for me, it's just like crazy and like very like, powerful and strong. Yet, I wish everyone had, their own time and place to express emotions when they need, when it's their timing and they're like feel like it. So yeah.
yeah. And like when you can't do it, you go down rabbit holes. Cause I found myself going down the rabbit hole. Like I would like my cousin can tell you, I would go out and drink. I go out and be partying all the time with different women. Like, yeah, I was wilding out because I didn't want to express myself. I was like, this is gonna keep, I'm gonna put it off, I'm gonna put it off, I'm gonna put it off, I'm gonna put it off. And I would just do shit
Right.
All
like
them
that.
DC nights.
Yeah, yeah, DC. Yeah, I was wilding out. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So okay, we're moving right along. So do you think it's normal for men to be emotional?
Yeah. But now the caveat to that is in the manner in which they do it.
Got you.
So men express their emotions in every day, and they do them all in very unique ways. So it's quite normal, but the ways that I think are probably the most healthy are not appreciated. So every day, like for me, you know me, bro, I have a horrible temper, right?
Yeah.
But it's never because of a single thing for me. It's
Mhm.
usually because of a bunch of things that have piled up. Now, for me, football was my outlet. That
Same.
little few hours I had every day at practice where I got to just tear dudes limb from limb and it was legal. Like that was a way for me to express everything at once. Music has always been an outlet for me. But I'm 30 years old. I had ankle surgeries. My knees aren't the same. Football is no longer an option, right? I play drums. I live in an apartment building. Music's not really an option right now. So it has to come out in other ways, and those ways usually aren't the most healthy. So I feel like people have to realize that yeah, it's normal, and we got to start accepting healthy ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Facts.
especially like during pandemic, like the first lockdown, like year ago, I think a lot of people, like men especially, got into the position where, there's no option and they had to, kind of look inside and make other people with them in their environment to accept like, hey, this is my emotion. And exactly as you guys mentioned, like, you have to do something that brings you happiness and, that relief, because sometimes I want to punch people in faces, the people I don't like, because it just like anger is also an emotion and it's okay to feel it. And if you go and kick someone's ass for no reason, that's a bad release of that. If you go to the gym, or like play football where it's legal, it's really good, because you have to release like physical or mental tension either way. Otherwise
Yep.
you'll
And
just
that
explode, and the explosion could be like, not really pretty.
not at all. And like he said, like sports was my outlet or video games. It's mostly sports and video games. I
Right.
wasn't into like the like drums and all that, but mine was just it was just like sports and video games. And when he said he had a temper, it's like we're like day and night. Like I'm always like, I'm laughing at everything he like, like so that's how we did talk. So it kind of balanced it, it balanced it out.
Right. But then
Yeah.
again, like you got a temper, but then you made a choice, right, to put it like somewhere useful and not like some like real aggressive way. So
Oh, it wasn't always like that though. That took
okay.
time. Um, he can tell you there were times where like I'd be at school or something, and like they had to lock me in the office to keep me from getting to the other person. Or even if it was like me and him, a lot of times where he himself, there's only two people in this world been able to talk me down. It's my mom and him. So like we'll
Right.
be out and like I'll be pissed about something, and like when I get mad, I like black out, right? And so a lot of times either him, my mom, or somebody would have to talk me back to reality. But like
Right.
he'll tell a story, but I'll tell it before he tell it. I know he gonna tell it wrong. Where like I was in DC, we And he thinks it's simply because they was just messing with me, which it was kind of irritating, but I had other stuff going on back home. So we going to this mall. This dude shoulder checks the shit out of me, right? And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And in my mind, this dude is about to get the ass whooping in his life, right? But I'm also over the age 18 at this point. So if this happens, I go to jail, right? But I didn't really know what else to say or do or how to really react to everything that was going on. So my first reaction was somebody's about to get it. So if not for him, like stepping in and kind of talking me down, maybe I have a charge on my record at this point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think all this like tension and anger just like became basically a part of you because you couldn't express those emotions like on daily basis because you had to like constantly leaving the house, you had to man up, and that was not the option. So that like builds the temper?
Almost definitely. Especially at that particular time.
Right.
Yeah, we were
So
young, like
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
we were like 18 and 19. And at this particular time, I found out that my high school sweetheart was messing with one of my best friends back home. And so like a part of me, like honestly wanted to cry. Because I like just couldn't believe that somebody who was supposed to be like mad close to me had the capacity to do some dirt like that.
Yeah.
But living in a house full of men, that's not really the viable option. You know what I'm saying? And so that coupled with, you know, and like we talk shit to each other on a daily basis, but just this particular day, I just wasn't in the mood for the shit talking. So all that stuff coupled together, and really no one wants to hear you be like, oh man, my girl's cheating on me. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm so hurt. Like I could have that conversation with Corey, but we out in public, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't talk about it. I just got to deal with it. This dude just pissed me off, so he's about to get it.
yeah, that was a funny day. It's a
For
funny day.
you. Now
But
like
no,
it's always nice when you look back and you're just like, oh my God, that was so
Yeah.
it was a funny day, but a better night. The night was better. It ended better. We went out,
Oh, yeah.
turned up, had fun.
Yeah, like I think that's also like a nice way, like, you know, when you just go out and like I like to like dance it off, you know, because like dance could be like very different. You can like dance it like very nice, you know, and like girly or whatever, but like you can also dance really aggressive or just like chill with like with the noise, you know, that like fills your ears and like you cannot even hear your own thoughts. Yeah, that's
Yep.
oh man, I miss clubbing sometimes. I'm too old for that, but like I miss it sometimes.
Hey, you never too old for a bar.
Well,
But
I can always go, you
Oh,
know, like have a drink and like, you know, mentally judge everyone. But you know, I cannot like go to the club at 10 p.m., like dance till 6 in the morning and then go back, you know, home by subway that I used to do like 10 years ago, which I
yeah.
miss. But you know, you gotta grow
that
up.
reminds me of them.
Yeah.
Man, that reminds me of us being in DC. We used to go to this club called Love. Man,
That's
I
for
hope
the
my
man
kids never find
episode.
out about that.
That's for the men episode when we talk about men stuff. Wow. Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So we're gonna move into this like relationship side of the house, man.
okay.
So what are the consequences of emotional avoidance in a relationship, you think?
Um, well, seeing as how in base of any relationship is communication, avoiding emotions, which often are expressed with some form of communication, it leads to a lot of misguided arguments, a lot of misguided frustration, a lot of misunderstanding. Because if you have something emotionally that holds you back from something, or let's just say it's a trigger point for you, and you don't share that with your other, whether it be because you don't feel like they are really willing to receive it, or whether because you're just not willing to give it at that point, um, they don't know, right? And so you may have certain tendencies about you that are truly rooted in something honest, that they may just see as you being an asshole or being emotionally unavailable, and it's not the case. There may be real trauma. Like I don't like my girlfriends to touch me a lot. Like I just don't. Um, but it comes from like past relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like I just and like I. It sounds weird because like most dudes here to be like, "What nigga? Like you don't want your girlfriend to touch you?" You know what I'm saying? but it's just people just haven't respected those boundaries in previous relationships. So like when I go through that with her, and I may not disclose that to my new girlfriend, she won't understand. She thinks I'm just being an asshole, or like my current girlfriend said, she felt rejected, right? So I had to kind of check myself and be like, avoiding the topic doesn't benefit neither one of us at this point, because she needs to know why I don't like that. And I need to
Yeah.
be mature enough in my emotions to express that. The problem is, when is the right time? Because men treat their emotions like women treat their virginity or like their sexual openness with their partner. So for a woman going into a relationship, the thing she's gonna hold on to the longest or with the most sanctity is gonna be when she allows herself to physically be available to her partner, right? Because women naturally, I feel like, are more open with their emotions. On the flip side, men are more open sexually, more closed off emotionally. So for us, what we hold on to with the most sanctity is that openness on what's going on inside. So you have to find this balance, or else you can implode.
Yeah, and to be honest, you just like hit every wicket of what I'm doing right now, and I feel like I'm doing a lot of those things that because like I said, it's hard for me to express my emotions to anybody except for you. Pretty much, it's hard. It's hard for me to get out. I'll say things little by little, piece by piece, and I think that it does cause friction in the relationship. I'm. What
Yeah,
were
I
you gonna
just
say?
wanted to add. No, I think like from female side in like those relationship, right? You also like it's important to let your partner know that it's okay for him to share because as we talked before, women just want that's like charming prince, doing all the romantic shit and keep your emotions to yourself. Like you had a bad day, I don't want to hear about that. But I think it's very important from like female perspective to like allow men to be themselves around them, to let them know, it's okay. And it goes like not only like in relationship precisely with like your like love partner, right, romantic partner, but like also in family. I remember when my dad's mom passed away, and I took care of all the funerals and everything, and it was like his parent obviously, and I just let him know like it's okay to cry, like fuck whatever like people think or whatever, it's like it's not important at this point. What important is like for you to express those emotions because that's the only opportunity you have, and it's okay, like even like whatever people think, like because it's also a culture like he's not supposed to cry, he should be a man.
Yeah,
But that's not the fucking case. And I think it's important for your like to let your loved ones know that it's okay, that you will not judge them, and whatever other people think, it's like it's bullshit, it's not none of your like business within like your relationship. It's very
yeah,
important to like let the person know that I'm here for you, you're safe, your emotions are like not going to be mistreated or like laughed on, that it's okay
yeah,
to like share this.
yeah.
And then,
So
like to your point though, so I have a question to that point though that I think a lot of people overlook, because I totally agree with you. But do you think that a lot of girls love the idea of an emotional man, but not the true having to deal with an emotional man? Because
Yes,
it sounds nice in theory, right? Like, I want a dude that's going to be
of course.
open, tell me what's going on. Like, I've even heard girls say, I want a man that's going to cry. But then when they get that, they don't know what to do with it.